Welcome to the Triple Barrel Podcast.
I had the best sex last night that I've had in a long time.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
your performance or her performance?
Both.
I was gonna say what made it the best.
Well, so a dude has never made her come,
Okay.
and which that's pretty common. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like
Some motherfuckers really just do not know what the fuck they're doing with
Yeah.
pussy, like for real.
Well, I think even beyond not knowing what they're doing, they're too excited to even think about what they're doing.
It could be that
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like we were saying.
Well, so she was like, you know, I basically come from my vibrator, and like I can come from my hands, but it takes 10 minutes, and dudes don't seem to have the patience. And I was like,
Right.
what? I was like, I've been eating pussy until my whole mouth is
Lockjaw.
on fire.
Right. Fucking get on that clip, man.
And you're trying, and you know you're closed, but you gotta get it out. You know, you know what I'm talking about?
That's the ones where you're rubbing your face in there because your tongue's already falling out.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I can't take anymore.
Y'all some nasty motherfucker.
Hey, you need to eat some more pussy, John.
Yeah,
Get in on that shit, man.
I'm just not talking, bro.
but yeah, dude, I almost had her to come, and it was like I knew what I was doing, and I fucked up the rhythm just a tad right before she was about to come, and I went, fuck.
Wait, no.
Gotta reset.
What'd you do that fucked up the rhythm?
You gotta.
I moved my finger in a different
Oh,
way.
okay, yeah. You mean you literally just fucked up the rhythm. I thought you meant like you like did something else or
His
something.
arm
like
got
that.
tired.
No, okay.
And defeated himself.
No, my arm wasn't tired. I just
No, I'm fucking with you.
because it was like this.
You were DJing,
Yeah.
doing the little
Like,
DJ
the
move?
clip's a precision point, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you
and
know where
like-
it's at, it's not really precision at that point.
Well, because so many different girls like their clip being played with so differently
yeah.
Yeah.
that it's like, how am I? You got to tell me.
Well, no,
It's
she
an
gotta tell
organ.
you.
They're
It's-
different. You know?
Well, yeah. Look, I would venture to say that it's not even being told. It's like, can you explore the right way? You know, like how
What do you mean?
Okay, so you ever had a chick suck your dick, and she's doing it like, let's say out of a minute, she's doing it really well for like 20 seconds, and then for the other 40 seconds, she's kind of like trying to figure it out, and then she
Oh,
falls
yeah,
back
yeah,
into
yeah,
it. And
yeah.
you're just hoping that she keeps or extends that really good time
Yeah,
she's
See,
doing it.
that's where you got to tell her, look, do this, do that. Do
Yeah.
this,
No,
do
you
that.
Right.
say right there.
Right,
Right,
yeah, exactly.
right,
But
right.
this is as a dude, we're fine with giving instructions, especially
Right.
Yeah.
getting their dick sucked. But women aren't like that, right? So
Right.
I feel like most women are, but you get the right one, they will. Especially
Yeah.
you get one that is comfortable enough to tell you that too. You know.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
true. It's very true. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're in a relationship, you definitely should.
Right,
work
true.
that
So
out.
on like a one night stand, you're saying that's probably not going to happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You
And
shouldn't- you shouldn't be eating pussy on a one night stand.
Oh, that's
like,
true too. Yeah,
you know what I
I'm
mean?
not
I
trying to
do.
that, yeah.
Damn.
No, I eat ass on a one night stand, dog.
Dude,
gosh,
that,
bro.
Club
hang on,
ass.
hang on. That's the quote.
Bar
that's the quote. I eat ass on a one night stand.
That's a rap lyric.
Dude, I'm honestly, John Miller, I told you this before, and I told you this. I think I really want to become a rapper. Like, I really want to start rapping. It's the only form of art in today's society
Yeah.
that you can truly be free in your speech.
If you can stay on 4-4, man, you do that shit.
I can see that. Yeah. I
You
mean,
can still say retarded in rap lyrics.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can. That bitch is retarded.
I say Machine Gun Kelly still raps, right? I feel like he's retarded sometimes.
Yeah, MGK. Yeah, but
Wait, no, wasn't he actually like mentally like
I don't know.
deficient or some shit?
I don't know. I'm not an MGK fan, so
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you any stats about him. I do know that he's white. I do know that he's from Alabama.
Tatted.
I do
I
know
just know
his
he's got
name-
that grill and he's always like fucking
He's named
mumbling.
after a Memphis gangster. Machine Gun Kelly is a Memphis gangster.
I did
Yeah,
not
that's
know
true.
that. I
Yeah,
did not
that's
know
true.
that.
He had the fucking Tommy gun, bro. He was
Yeah.
known to chop niggas up. There's if you go on Beale Street, they have one of those fucking places has a replica. This is stupid. A replica of his Tommy gun. It's not even the real Tommy gun, but
Yeah.
he used to rob all up and down.
What do you think about people stealing names? Like Rick Ross.
Dude, yeah, I see. I'm pissed off. Well, I guess I'm not like a Rick Ross fan or whatever, but I still think that's fucking bullshit. You know,
I'm a big Rick Ross fan. I like Rick Ross, and I don't know. Like 50 Cent did it too. There's another. There is a
50 Cent did it too.
hell yeah. There's like in Brooklyn at I guess when 50 Cent was younger, it was a notorious short guy who was a fucking murderer.
Really?
And I think it was the legend is that the old boy would would murk you over as little as 50 Cent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so.
Oh.
See, I didn't know that. I think I it's been a while since I've seen Get Rich or Die Trying or whatever, but I remember like I thought that was like his like story or whatever was wait, is that what it was? Is it the whole reason why he got his name? Is that he murdered people over 50 Cent?
That's not the rapper 50's.
Well, I know, but like, what was his origin for 50 Cent? You know,
that I don't know. I think it was
probably that.
Yeah, just
he probably stole that character.
Yeah,
that was a real life person, and he started rapping that character.
Right. Well, I know Rick Ross did that specifically.
Because
that's my phone.
Every rapper is a character that raps about violence.
Well, yeah.
You know,
but I mean, it's different though because Curtis Jackson specifically, like, his entire life was around him getting shot, 9 times and surviving or something like that?
Nah, dude, he was already a prominent rapper in the New York hip hop scene before he got shot.
Okay, that I didn't know either. I thought like that was his like he didn't get signed to Aftermath.
Dude, you got to listen to his book.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't even know he had a book.
His audio book that he does the audio.
Yeah,
okay.
He wrote it with Robert. He wrote it with Robert Greene, the 50th Law.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. Yeah. But
check it out.
Yeah,
not that book. There's a different one.
A different book.
Yeah,
that book
talks about how he came up or something, or
I think I listened to his business, like his whatever. I don't know what it's called. I had to look. It's on my Audible. I listened to it last month.
Yeah,
but look. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know about people like stealing names. Like, okay, my name is John Miller, right? Would a rapper ever say that he is the white John Miller? I'm getting so much money, blah 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 blah. You know, Riff Raff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Riff Raff constantly says he's like the white Eddie Murphy or the vanilla gorilla or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, like really? He has so many. Yeah, it's a like you said, it's one of the few places where you can just say anything you want,
mm-hmm.
and if you are a character or something or a caricature of someone, it might be okay as long as you're doing a good job.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, no, I just think in hip hop culture, I mean they get to rap about murder, dude.
No, I mean they've done that before, yeah.
No, they get to NLE Choppa.
He's not murdering people. Choppa's not murdering people.
I know, but he raps about it.
Yeah. So
that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
I'm saying dude, it's a joke.
Even Avenged Sevenfold, right? Like mm-hmm. there's that super long song, "A Little Piece of Heaven," that came out. Is literally about like cutting people up and like putting a heater on their thighs while they're still alive, so they can feel themselves dying. Like we're talking about caricature. Like we're talking about like a hyperbolic storytelling. You know what I mean? That's all rappers are doing. You know, when you're talking about like a caricature of some situation that isn't real or could be real. You know,
I mean,
but that's also the fine line of like, you know, between gangster like real life rap and like I'm trying to think of like stuff like Don Tripp does or something like that. You know what I mean? Where he's trying to rap about his life to gain street cred versus someone who's trying to build a caricature.
I just think that some people are rapping about a life, or anybody who's doing music is singing songs about stuff they've either been through, seen, or you know, have heard about. That's all it really is, you know, like
they're not necessarily trying to claim it.
Yeah.
Which I think what a lot of people try to say is that like, you know, like I'm the one that did this shit or whatever, you know.
Well, some people actually did. They just take the name of a notable other gangster, you know.
Like Rick Ross. Like do you think Rick Ross was trying to like claim what the other Rick Ross was doing as Rick Ross?
Yes.
And that's how he came up to be, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, like, again, my degree is in intellectual property management, right? So I think about that, and I'm like, he's reappropriating this man's life, you know?
Yeah.
So that guy has now...
It'd be like if you made a movie about it.
Exactly. Like he now is entitled to everything that you've made with the name Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I think they did. I think they had a lawsuit about this. And I don't know.
They did, and he lost. The real Rick Ross lost.
It was probably settled out of court, honestly. Like, do you know if it was actually like carried out or whatever? Or?
I'm pretty sure that like he lost.
I'll look it up real quick. Actually, that's super interesting.
But you think about it. I mean, Rick Ross, the real dude, was like not a good dude.
What do you mean he's not a good dude? He's a drug kingpin. He's a bad guy.
You know what I'm saying? He's a drug kingpin. So like everybody's gonna view that as
he's notorious.
Why would we give this man anything? You know what I'm saying? Like it's an excuse to paint him as a bad guy to allow the other guy to make the art.
I don't know.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's a good old boys mentality towards him. So the system is against him.
Against the rapper Rick Ross?
No, against the real life Rick Ross.
Right.
So why would we ever rule in your favor?
I mean, but there's
you get what I'm saying?
What criminals win in
it's like if a felon gets arrested again.
Right, but
it's like how much slack is he given versus the first time offender?
I don't know, Jackson. I think you're drawing conclusions where there are none.
No, I'm saying in court.
But how do we get to court? Like, are we talking about the?
Well, no, we're talking about the Rick Ross lawsuit decision. I don't know what you guys are trying to relate to that.
Right, but I thought we talked about how he lost.
I'm talking about if the judge. Did you find if he lost?
I'm still looking.
Well, I think if he lost, if I'm right and he lost, my thought would be that the judge, overseeing the case.
Wait, actually, no. It looks like I'm reading a headline here, so don't quote me just yet. But Freeway Ricky Ross versus Rick Ross. First Amendment protects persona. So because it is a persona, a caricature, like you're saying, it was satire, and he's allowed to make money off of it because it's not like a real thing. So, and again, I'd have to get more into this, but
that's what I'm saying, though. So
if Rick Ross was to claim the fact that he did do all of that stuff, that he actually was like a drug kingpin, and he were to go to jail for all those crimes and everything like that, then he would have a case against the caricature Rick Ross. But I'm still reading this. So I don't know exactly what that is, but I could see that being the thought process. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's talk about this vote.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
so yeah,
Yo,
we see
play the clip.
Election happened. Yeah, I've got the clip. I got the clip pulled up actually. Right
play the
here.
fucking clip. Bernie's a fucking prophet.
I mean, the prophet. I will say this too.
He is a political part of the machine.
I'll say this too.
Right.
Bill Maher is. I've got a minute and 44 seconds of Bill Maher saying it about 20 times because he's been saying this shit since 2017. Oh,
really?
So you talking about preeminent shit? I'll play that, but I'll play you that real quick too. So hang on. Here is Bernie.
But it could well be that at 10 o'clock on election night, Trump is winning in Michigan, he's winning in Pennsylvania, he's winning in Wisconsin, and he gets on the television, he says, "Thank you, Americans, for re-electing me. It's all over. Have a good day." But then the next day and the day following, all of those mail-in ballots start getting counted, and it turns out that Biden has won those states. At which point Trump says, "See, I told you the whole thing was fraudulent. I told you those mail-in ballots were crooked. And we're not going to leave office." So that is a worry that I and a lot of people have. So,
All right,
yeah, so we just listened to that Bernie clip.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so again, that was when? When did he say that?
I think he said that on the news the day.
Within the past week, right?
Yeah, the day before the election.
Right.
Yeah, but historically,
and hang on. So for right now, too, we are currently, as the Associated Press, they have not called the race, but they are going in back and forth. Biden has 264 electoral votes. Trump has 214. No. Yeah.
Yep. Still 6 down.
Well, so on that, they've been getting flipped back because the mail-in ballots have been counted, and then as they get counted, it flips the vote. That's why he doesn't want them to get counted.
Right. I've got it.
Well,
seems to be okay. Before y'all get started, it seems to me that there has been maybe some voter fraud, and we know both sides are cheating. It seems to be that the Democrats are cheating a little better this time.
Well, let's also define what voter fraud actually is too, because again,
dead people voting, shit like that.
Right. So a provable offense. If you can actually say this person is dead and their ballot is being cast. Yes.
That's
that is voter fraud.
That's happening.
Yeah,
right,
but that happens
also,
in every election.
I was about to say exactly. So
that
there is a certain margin of error that this is always built into, and it's been like that since 1700s.
What I'm saying there is that the game is the game. I expected as much cheating or
More so. There should be way more cheating this time, just because
there
of everyone
is
going on.
a lot of cheating happening this time. I don't know on both sides. I don't know what's exactly happening, but
There's definitely cheating going on in the DNC.
I can tell you this.
Well, they cheated to get
Get Bernie out of the race, even back
Yeah.
in 2016.
Bernie-
they literally
Bernie would have
kept
won.
him out.
Bernie would have won this with no problem.
No, I don't think Bernie would have won
no.
this.
He would have won this with
no
no
problem.
problem.
No, I
Because
disagree.
I
he
would
could-
have voted for Bernie
He can
over
still.
Trump.
He can still
That's
fucking.
interesting.
He can still fucking talk, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Look, Joe Biden. Look, Joe Biden versus
I
Bernie
vo-
Sanders.
hey.
They didn't have that.
I voted for the Alzheimer patient, right?
Did they have that?
I did.
Did they have that?
So my thing is,
They
stupid enough. I wrote in Bernie Sanders' name last time, right? Like I'm not like a Trump supporter, but I'm not a never Trumper. Absolutely not a never Trumper, right? I was really, really close to voting for Trump last election, but the only reason that I didn't was because it's just really, really hard for me to vote for someone that like there's just so many quotes that he said. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to like
quick mouthed.
I don't even want to say that because I don't want to say that I was voting with my moral fiber on that. 'Cause
Yeah.
it wasn't exclusively that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was that. Also with the Atlantic City thing. Also with him, like there's
You watched the Dirty Money on him
no
or whatever.
I didn't even watch that. I just
The
looked at
Netflix joint.
Yeah.
it's the how do you run a casino? Because like literally the house takes all. The house always wins. This is like a notorious fact of casinos. And
Yeah.
that got run into the ground. The only person that I've ever seen do that is Donald Trump.
Well, so this is what I wanted to ask you because you voted for Biden, right?
Yeah, dude, I went straight D's all the way down the ticket this time just because I'm so sick and tired of conservative bullshit.
There you go. That's your answer.
Literally.
What do you consider conservative bullshit?
So I think we kind of talked about this a little bit last time. Like, so you know how they talk about like balancing a budget, you know? Every time, and it goes back into Trump's finances as well, and the whole reasoning why it kind of bothered me that people were able to co-sign so much onto this successful candidate. You know what I mean? Like this successful businessman, this
I
mogul,
get what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So, but the point being is that like they're the party of the economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it.
Yeah, I
It's
get
a
what you're
lie,
saying.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So like,
Wait, saying the values is a lie or him promoting it? Because he is very much a.
He's successful, but he's successful based on the income of his family, right? All the wealth he's accumulated to now, I would really have to look at his finances to see.
Okay, well, what does that matter?
It matters because if he's using that money to lose the money that he's had his entire life, what's he going to do with the money that's in our treasury? He's going to lose it the entire fucking time. If he knows how to reinvest it and he has accrued that income and he has made it to build wealth and he can build our wealth, that'd be fucking awesome.
But the president is not the only person making fiscal decisions about the country. There's
Absolutely not. But that's the reason why I would vote for him. If I was going to vote for Donald Trump, it's because he's the business mogul that can make these decisions.
Right. So, but he was elected. So after 4 years, after 3 odd years of him being president, you're saying that stocks are at an all-time high, unemployment is at an all-time low.
Not since COVID, not since he
But
actually
yeah,
had
but
to make
COVID
a
would have happened to whoever.
That's an
Right.
asterisk.
I agree. And I think that we would have had a stimulus check way sooner had somebody else actually been in office. I think that we would have had an economy that would have bounced back a lot faster.
And you blame that on Trump.
But I thought
Currently, right now, I do, yes.
But hold on, wait. I followed this fucking bipartisan bullshit, and bro, it's a lot of it. The reason why we got the second round of emergency unemployment benefits was because of Donald Trump signed an executive order that nobody wanted. Right? He forced people.
What do you mean?
Well, if you look into it, bro, there's I think 3 different acts that happened. Right? There was the unemployment act for like the citizens, and there was the PPE for small businesses,
Right.
And then there was the first stimmy, right?
Right. The first stimulus was the one that was the $1,200 one, though, right?
Yes, that's
Right.
yeah, okay.
So that wasn't the executive order.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Those first 3, right? And so that happened as a fucking bipartisan come together,
Right? Which was fucking kumbaya amazing.
Yeah, the fact that it happened and it pulled through.
They
thought about it. They thought about the number.
They also did a bunch of shady shit to us in that exact same time period.
They did, yeah.
Like what?
where you can no longer have like encrypted shit.
Well, wait, hang on. I didn't hear about that. I thought you meant in terms of like small businesses.
It's
not
like
the money.
not the
Like a
Patriot Act
type shit.
Is it the Patriot Act?
Yeah. That's the whole Snowden thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So whatever. I don't want to say this wrong, and I don't have my phone. But they passed something to where like all the WhatsApp and all those apps, like the government can now get into those.
Oh, okay, so they snuck in some shit with the
Yeah.
with the.
I feel like that was already allowed. Wait, you're saying that they added that into the stimulus?
Okay.
No, it was just while all that was going on, they also were doing these things. Just like Tennessee, while all that was going on, passed basically set us back, I don't know, 100 years on abortion at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh wait, hang on, what happened there?
Bill Lee signed our abortion law at 2:00 in the morning on like a Wednesday morning. Right. That was like they just signed the shit in.
What did the law say?
The law is like you can't get an abortion after like 12 weeks.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, which 12 weeks is like when you fucking know you're pregnant.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And so you basically can't have an abortion, and there's no rape clause in this abortion law. So like you can get raped and you're not allowed to have an abortion.
So basically
in the state of Tennessee.
It sounds like he's just trying to do that to defund Planned Parenthood essentially. Because then they can't get access to any kind of funding if no one can go there and they have to go out of state. For all abortions.
Right. They fucked us over.
Yeah, right.
Right. They fucked us over.
Right.
And that's a Republican dude.
But I'm trying to think of his reasoning for that though. So again,
because it's a power grab, dude. He
more
got
than
paid
that,
a bunch of money to do it.
I mean, like it's that.
That's a lobby guy, my guy.
Well, but so like his
at
reasoning
2:00,
for that.
dude. 2:00 in the morning.
Well, he's trying to do that so people don't.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? How is that even legal?
Well, so specifically, that's the reason why
He should have to have a press conference at fucking 12 noon when everybody's on lunch.
Actually, no, I agree with that. I think that if you're trying to do any kind of like legislative, especially if it affects the entire state, it should definitely be done at the very least at a point where it can
lives of
before
people.
prime time. Before prime time.
The lives of people in your very state you were elected to supposedly.
Yeah,
govern.
but okay.
Right.
But so that's some conservative bullshit that I can get behind with you, right?
So the whole pro-life thing is definitely conservative bullshit. But again, I feel like that's just
right.
like,
and so I'm on your
lower
team
level
with
shit,
that
yeah.
100%. You know, we're going to agree on that all day.
Right.
And I bet if we student loans, we agree on that.
Yeah.
Probably the
Oh, wait, hang on.
government.
I didn't understand. Are you for student loan forgiveness or not?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because it's a bailout to the people we've already bailed out.
right.
Crooks.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. You could bail me out.
Well, so what do you think about that on top of offering community what do you call it? Community college for free?
Community college is bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Trade school is not bullshit.
Well, so do you think trade school should be free? Community
Trade
college
school should be free.
Okay.
Because if that shit was free, which, I mean, because there's a lack of tradespeople, and honestly, that's the only place you're going to be able to make any money in the future.
Okay. I can say that.
Still in trades. It's been that way since the dawn of human time, bro.
Yeah,
Since
it's not
commerce.
And that's the one thing they always tell you. If you can't get like a job with your degree, have you tried trade? Have you done a trade? Have you gotten a trade?
In every fucking old history book or movie, you always see a dude swinging a hammer.
Yeah.
He's a smith, and his people are smiths.
Yeah, Springsteen's song called The Lineman or whatever. Yeah.
There are people who fucking, my people mill grain. That's all we've done for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Well, even in high school, they had Votech. You know, they would go. They teach you how to like produce like studio work or something like that.
Yeah,
or they teach you how to like work on a car or something like that. They teach you all kinds of stuff.
They did. My mom tried to get me, and she just told me this the other day. She said in 9th grade she tried to get me into both Votech and optional.
That would have been cool.
And then then they said that
that's one or the other.
Yeah, it's one or the other. And my mom was like, "Well, he's already in optional. Can he like figure out a way to be in Votech?" They're like, "No, because then you would have a lot of people doing that, and then we're trying to leave it open for the people who need Votech.
That's true. No, like for real, there were a lot of people that I did
you
not
want a smart electrician? Do you want like a guy who's
No, you got to understand, so Votech at Kingsbury or whatever. I used to go visit there a couple of times because one of my friends, Danny, used to go up there and like he'd like produce and shit and everything. Those kids didn't have access to shit, like nothing. You know what I mean? So like the people like us that were like privileged to go to White Station, and I know you were able to do it like via like your optional classes and everything like that.
Yeah.
But like that was an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like Kingsbury ain't had that shit. Like
so
lots of people didn't have that
so
shit.
it's like it's a way to not take up all the resources.
Right. So because you think about it, like think about all the overprivileged white people that were from out of our district that just paid to get money to like send their kids to White Station. You know what I mean? If they were also able to send their kids to Votech, why wouldn't they be doing that?
Dude, anybody that was quote unquote overprivileged went to a private school, dude. Like
No, there were a lot of overprivileged white people that went to White Station.
Dude,
That paid out
What
of
do you
state.
mean by overprivileged?
Like I
What
mean,
the fuck am I listening?
like, dude, no, I'm talking about like
Dylan's a white dude. I didn't say it.
I mean that. Look, I'll say like I am privileged, but I won't say that I was overprivileged because I saw the fucking foreclosure notice in my hall.
I think I hate the word privilege. I think I hate it. I think
Why?
I think it's so because how can you fucking tell? You cannot tell by any fucking shit just being on the outside. If you're not a part of that motherfucker's family, you don't know if they're fucking privileged or not.
I guess when I assume privilege, I assume
true.
financial privilege.
What does that mean?
That means that they don't have to worry about where they're getting like their money coming in. So like I was legitimately worried about asking my parents for money.
Rich
for anything
people
like
have
that.
problems, dude.
My point is that I literally like went out and got a job because I was afraid to ask my parents for money because we would lose our house if I did.
Same.
So my point is that there are a lot of people that wasn't even a concern for them, and because that wasn't a concern for them, they were privileged.
Yeah,
Well, see,
but what
look,
if they were privileged enough to be so rich that they didn't have to have a job, but so they had to stay in the house with the fucking abusive father?
I mean, that's a bad scenario. But
So is that still privileged?
no, I'm not saying that it's not
You
like
get
a
what I'm
case by
saying?
case scenario.
I just think that
Yeah.
I think that thought process is damaging.
It might be. You're right. I might be like exclusive. Like I might be discriminating against certain people or whatever for that regard.
Yeah, and it's to me, it's this shit that basically a lot of liberal people push is self-hatred for white people.
See, I don't. From
And
my
that's what-
perspective,
but
it's not
that's-
self-hatred.
Why else would that even be a thought?
Is it white people or rich people? 'Cause
It's rich people for
it's
me.
not the-
Again,
it's not the white
it's
for him.
economic disparity. It has nothing to do with the color of the
Well,
skin.
but I think that is something that's pushed though. Like I believe
it's eat the rich, not eat the white.
yeah, but
I don't know.
I also think that you're right.
I just
to an
hear a
extent.
lot, man.
No,
I
you're-
observe a lot
You're
in
not
communities.
wrong. No, Jackson, you're right because again, that's the message that's also being pushed by the other side or whatever, right? Like the conservative side. They're anti-successful white people, right?
Oh,
they're
but-
anti-rich
but-
white people.
But
Essentially,
there's rarely anybody of color or of a fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Marginalized community that's running a media conglomerate to push a message like hate white people that's on a liberal tilt. I'd venture to say that it's a personal thing that people add to it, whether it be white or black or whatever, and then they fucking. I really do think it's always been rich versus poor. America's about
agree.
getting money. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason why people are mad at Lil Wayne about endorsing the Republicans is because he's worried about this taxes going up.
yeah.
You know,
Ice
like-
Cube too.
Yeah, I think Ice Cube was the fucking thing about the Republicans actually listened, right? Like the Democrats want it seems, and the liberal media seems to want black people to play a certain role, and if you are not playing a certain role, they demonize you for it. Like
Objectification, you mean? Like the Democrats are objectifying black people?
objectifying and it's only a utilitarian purpose, right? It's like
Right,
it's
right.
like, oh, we know we have the black people in the bag, and then
Yeah.
without even incentivizing them still to, because it's like people think that all black people want are social programs and poverty-stricken things that are going to help. And it's not that
fuck that.
Yeah, but people don't want handouts, and I would imagine people don't want handouts. They want.
Right.
And if handouts are needed, this is America. You have access to handouts, right? We're not saying, and I think that's I don't want to say we, but it's just like people are not saying that there there's evil on side A or side B because of the values you hold, but there are a lot of shenanigans being purported by the media that seems to vilify people just getting money. You know what I mean? Like, and if I'm getting money and then my values are behind that. I saw a very interesting thing where a dude said he's worth millions of dollars, but he votes Democrat, not because of taxes or whatever, or not because of he said most people that he grew up with and still to this day are not worth as much as him and would never be. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like, we know this is America, we know everyone can try, but he's just lucky. He just happened to play in the NFL, and he's worth X amount of millions of dollars.
Right.
You know, so it's like, okay, that's a good angle, right? He said he's ethically and morally aligned with the decision he made and has nothing to do with his finances. Well, some people are flip-flopped by that, and the hate that you're saying that's being purported, I'm not a white dude, so I'm not hearing white dude hate, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not spewing white dude hate either, because I've made jokes about it. It's like, damn, y'all white dudes are getting like the PG version of what it felt like to be a black dude for forever, right? It's like I can't even imagine what. Can you imagine like people you're feeling slighted about like you know, it seems an agenda being purported to dislike your race of and gender of people.
I think that's that's the Fox audience, right? Like the people that feel disenfranchised by most of the media right now because they feel like they've been preached to and politicized against, and the PC culture is taking their entire way of life away. You know?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a bit of what I'm saying. Yeah, and but even on the other side, that's like it's both fear being pushed, but the message has always been, look at what they're going to do to your money, or look what these niggas with money are doing to you. Like, it's always rich versus poor. I don't even think it's like, yes, race comes into play, and I know people are racially prejudiced, racially inclined to do things of malcontent to people, and will not hesitate to do those things. But I believe deep down it's all about cash. And
yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. You know,
I think a lot of people vote specifically because of that too, and it's interesting, and maybe that's like the ultimate discourse of this election. Do you think like people voted with their pocketbooks versus voting with, again, their moral fiber? Because that's the first thing I started this conversation. I don't want to say that I explicitly voted with my moral fiber, but I kind of did.
That's what happened, dude.
Yeah, I kind of got emotional with my vote.
It's easy. Look,
and so
it was super easy for people to villainize Donald Trump. He villainized himself.
He did.
If he I was telling you this downstairs. If my man would have just, I don't know what else he could have done properly without making a fool out of himself. But if he just handled this coronavirus shit better,
yes,
he would have
got my vote.
He would have tiptoed in some Jordans into the presidency
for real
for the second. You know what I'm saying? But
even with the fucked up economy, if he at the very least would have handled
it wasn't fucked up. The economy was
because of Corona.
Oh yeah,
because of Corona.
Like,
what would okay? So what would of your coronavirus's plan, like what would your ideal scenario
if he
look
would have
like?
brought Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell together? He would have got my vote.
What does that matter?
Because that would have cleared up all the back pay since what, the July, the $600 unemployment thing. That would have all gotten in my bank account. You know what I mean? Right. I would have been good with that. I would be able to get supplies for the next couple of jobs that I got coming up. I would be able. I got my leases going out in November. I would have had that stacked up, so I would have been going to the next place. You know what I mean? It's about planning for the next year.
Right. It's all about the money that you would have been making, but
correct.
through this virus. Okay, but But
so I guess in that case, it was actually more of a financial decision that
of course,
it's always
been about
emotional.
It's always been about money, bro.
So okay, so you
99
think Biden gets elected and gives out checks?
Absolutely, I think that's the first thing that's going to happen. The first thing that Mitch McConnell said when he got back in after getting his results back is that, I think we're gonna get a new package passed before the lame duck thing ends or whatever. It's the first thing that he said because he knows that if that shit doesn't happen, they're gonna lose the fucking Senate, or they're gonna lose the House, or they're gonna lose more votes in the House than they got last time.
So I wonder. So that makes a lot of sense. I didn't think of that scenario.
As far as what?
As far as Biden getting elected and writing checks.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't think about that. I just assumed that we weren't getting another check.
But what happened the first time? Like I'm still. Do you know how ridiculous it was? I was sitting in my house at midnight, stoned, right? And people on Twitter was like, "Y'all check your bank accounts."
Right.
The Donnie check hit, and I was like,
Right.
"Oh my gosh, he did it!"
And then in the mail, he got his little signature on it.
Right?
You know, like-
Oh my gosh, he did it. And I'm not saying that no other president before him could have did it, right?
Obama sent out stimulus. It wasn't that much, but he sent out stimulus.
It wasn't
actually
not to me.
It was a tax stimulus. Actually, it wasn't a straight up bank stimulus. I didn't get it out. My parents got it.
Yeah, they hid it in some bullshit and made it look like you got some money, but you didn't.
That's literally what Mitch McConnell has been trying to get people to do for the last few months.
Mitch McConnell is a fucking turd in floating shitty lake water.
God, like for real. Like I was
in
I was
poopy-
audibly
poopy
pissed
water.
when I found out
But
that
to
he won
me,
his election.
To me, I don't see how you don't see Joe Biden as the same way.
I do to an extent.
They're both the same person. They're life
that I don't agree
fucking politicians. They're lawyers that have never fucking practiced law. They're just fucking up there collecting checks to fuck over the American people, and he's done it for 78 fucking years.
You know, I've actually never done a Venn diagram with Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden, but you're
Mitch
right.
McConnell,
they probably would cross over.
Mitch
a lot.
McConnell is the dude that I can't remember when, and I can't remember the exact details of this rabbit hole that I went down on. Okay, he is the reason that money is in politics the way it is now.
Really?
Yeah. He set up the system
Like the
and got
lobby
everybody
system?
on board.
Wow. I really want to dive in deep for that one. Okay, yeah. I mean the whole
I believe.
that's super interesting.
It could be somebody else, but I'm almost
But
positive.
it's probably Mitch.
No, like for real, because he's like one of the oldest players in the Senate right now. It's been
and
doing
Nancy
that shit
Pelosi
forever.
too.
Yeah,
they
her too,
all
yeah.
they
Yeah.
all go to lunch or they have little speakeasies they go to and just laugh, do coke, fucking just get fucking buck wild.
Yeah. You know, my
Fuck
girl and I were talking
children.
about this the other day. The one thing that I know needs to be added as an amendment to the Constitution is fucking term limits. You know what I mean? These people should not be allowed to be voted more than twice.
Who's got to write the laws?
They do. That's the point.
We fucked.
Right.
And like,
Well, we got to wait for them to die for.
but
for the young
that's
people
why,
to do
and
that.
that's why I voted for Donald Trump.
Oh, see, and that's why I almost
He's
voted
not
for
a
Donald Trump.
he's
the
not a
first time.
career politician.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if he's
Right.
a terrible businessman and he's a con artist. I want him on my fucking side.
He's a protest vote.
And I felt in the debates that Joe Biden, all he wanted to do was blame Donald Trump for deaths of coronavirus, which would have happened to any president. I felt that was extremely unfair and immoral. Okay.
You're right to an extent.
And so Trump's message was, look, we got to get the country back moving. Me and John, we're hustlers, right?
Right.
We're fucking, we do stand-up comedy. We want to go make money at bars at night.
Right.
That's what we do, okay? Let us go fucking do it because all these servers need money. Don't fuck with me. Don't let me go do it. I can get the economy going, motherfucker. Let's do it. But you got to let people do it.
Right.
But see, look, what this comes down to, the whole moral yin-yang battle of this country, right? It's like, what do you care about more? Do you care about the people or do you care about the people? Because it's like
John Miller.
You care about the people, right? You care about the people. You want people to be able to work, live, and breathe and be regular. But people's argument about keeping the fucking country shut down is like we're dealing with a deadly
For a health reason.
a deadly virus that we can't see or fight. We don't know what to do with that fine bullshit. But
Dylan, you get cancer tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
please don't.
The doctor comes in and says, "Hey, good news. It's a 99% cure rate."
Yeah.
Do you think that that's good news, or do you think that that's bad news?
It's good news for sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Now that you know that, and you think about that situation, if you get coronavirus, those are your odds.
For me specifically, yes, yeah, but like it's different because you're not aerosoling.
No. Those are the odds.
No, those are the odds, but again, we're not aerosoling cancer across the entire country. Like cancer isn't airborne. It's not one of those things that you can cough on someone and they can get cancer.
I'm just saying, cancer is a devil as far as the medical community, right?
It's a homicidal
as far as your
disease,
health,
yeah.
Cancer is death. Cancer equals death. Okay. But if you get a cancer that's 99% curable, you're happy as fuck. Everybody gets 80-20. Nobody ever gets 99.
Most people are happy as fuck when they get the flu because
that's almost perfect. That's as close to perfect as you can get without being perfect.
You can't do that with the cold. You can't say, I'm going to make you feel better 99% of the time with the cold. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you can say 99% of the time you're going to get better when you have a cold.
Of course, a lot of folks, but that's the thing. Like the cold.
But so you can also not say that with cancer as well. You're not going to get better untreated with cancer, right? So with the coronavirus, it's a little different. So they're 99.
I'm just saying,
there's that 1% of the time you won't get better, right? And again, it's a little different because you have pre-existing conditions and the infection rate. I think it's kind of hard to compare to cancer. I see what you're saying.
I think
what makes the argument that the CDC even said it, stopping the economy and stopping the flow of just energy in the world is harming us more than not.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we have to get this shit moving, dog. Selfishly, I want to tell jokes. Unselfishly, I would love just to be moving and grooving. Do you know what I mean?
Well, so if we listen to the scientists and what the scientists said, they said close everything down for about 3 weeks, let the virus die off, and then it's done. But everybody has to be on the same page.
That's not what the scientists said. I read the study that came out from London.
Yeah.
Okay, with all the charts and the graphs on this is what we think is going to happen. Okay. They said 2.2 million people were going to die if we did nothing about coronavirus.
Right.
Okay.
That's what London said about the United States.
Okay. Wait, in the country.
Just to clarify, it's what London said about the United States, or it's what London said about Europe?
This is what London, the study out of London,
right,
for the United States.
Okay, just verifying. I didn't hear about it. So.
Well, that was the one that broke on how we needed. It was the study that caused the shutdown.
Okay, so I was just getting my data directly from the CDC. So you're saying that
no, that's who they got their shit. This is literally everybody plastered this shit everywhere.
Okay,
and said this is what they're predicting. The statisticians have got together, and this is what they're predicting if we do nothing.
Right. And and to date that too. About what time did that come out?
March. So, I don't know.
Well, no,
February.
The only reason I'm asking is, remember, at one time between January and March, they changed. Remember, because they said that you don't need to wear a mask, and they were like, okay, now everyone needs to wear a mask.
Yeah. Well, they did that because there were shortages of masks,
right?
Not because of the science,
right? And it's another thing too with the whole regulatoriness.
So
of the
you sit here and
CDC.
you say Trump ignored science, and it's like. Who was giving out the science? They flip-flopped on the science.
That's true.
The WHO fucking was literally playing puppet for China. And they were the ones running the show.
I know that they acquiesced to China.
They literally wouldn't acknowledge Taiwan as a country. They said it was a territory of China.
Okay, that's
the WHO.
Yeah, that's
so everybody forgot about that shit.
I saw that clip where
I did not see that.
And then he acted like it came off.
Yeah, the lady was like, clips cut. I don't know what's going on. He's like, the guy was like, what about Taiwan?
That's
I legitimately did not hear about that.
Yes,
shit.
Yeah, and that's why I cannot. And that's the liberal media, dude.
Yeah,
and that is. Conservative media has their own fucking problems, right? Which I don't follow.
You got to watch both sides just to try to fill in the gaps.
I don't follow either. I basically just hear about some shit. Somebody will tell me about some shit. I Google it, try to go through as much shit as I can and form my opinion, and it's probably wrong anyways. Okay?
Yeah.
But
But you look, guys, we gotta understand that the level of information and the quality of information that disseminates from the top down, right, is going through filters of noise, right?
Yeah.
And so
redacted filters of noise.
right. So
Yeah.
if there's and what happens is people like to play semantics on what the president should be a leader and he should watch his words, and I'm not
Right.
excusing him for that.
It's also during an election year, which makes everything way more polarized.
Of course. All I'm saying is that, like Jackson was alluding to earlier, like people say A, he says A, then they go back and says B. He's like, all right, fuck it, it's B now, right? I don't believe the overall sentiment on the virus and the country and the election. If Joe Biden wins and all the things, because it's almost as if the things that Joe Biden said that he was gonna do if he gets elected, which I can't even remember because he didn't really say too much about what the fuck he said he was gonna do.
As of 5:30 on Thursday, right now it is at 264 still. By the way,
Right.
Yeah.
He still hasn't broke the
270.
the 70. Now, I don't know what the fuck Joe Biden planning on doing, but it seems to be that all the things, like Donald Trump is he's a fucking retard, dog. Like, but everything that he says, he blurts out things almost as if he doesn't know. Like, he blurts out things because he believes it's the right thing, right?
Yeah.
He blurts it out. Now,
For the moment, I agree with that.
Yeah,
okay.
and so
Yeah.
if he believes it's right, because he wants to win. Let's
Yeah.
not forget that Donald Trump is an incessant, you said con artist or whatever, but now he has America.
I didn't say con artist.
The greatest con of all
did.
time. He has the greatest con of all time going, right?
Yeah.
And if he wanted to, and if he wants to win, because if Donald Trump could say that he or his family was the reason why America was great again,
Yeah.
it was to be the bow on top, right? I don't want the man to lose. I don't want the next man to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just want people to come with some fucking not bullshit. The issue with me, bro, is tell the truth, right? Joe Biden's an old man that's seemingly Alzheimer'd up, right?
Yeah. Very much so.
Well, see, I don't know if you can say tell the truth though, because Donald Trump unwieldily does not tell the truth.
But I'm not. The issue for me,
unyieldingly, I should say.
the issue for me, bro, is I grew up in 99% of my family is a liberal family, right?
Yeah.
Like I think I might be jokingly around. I think I might be the most conservative person in my family, right?
And I got from this conversation, you might be the most conservative person in this room.
And I got a couple of family members who are millionaires, I would believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, on paper, they got more money than everybody else. And I just don't, they ride in blue or left or whatever the fucking thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say all that to say this, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense logically on paper, right? Like, you have to excuse your emotions when making rational decisions, right? And why would you pick a man who, look, Donald Trump has said some fucked up things about a lot of people, Mexicans, blacks, the poor, the infirm,
science,
retards, all that shit. He said bad things about a lot of bad people, right? No, not bad people. He said a lot of bad things about a lot of good people, right?
Yeah.
but I do know that he's not a career politician, right? And if he's gonna lie and cheat somebody, he's probably gonna lie and cheat not me because I ain't got no money, right? But somebody else that's hopefully our enemy, a la China, right? Now, I hope on paper, I did the math, right? I told my uncle that I voted for Kanye West because by
the way, Kanye conceded
he's a black man. B, he made $1 billion off wraps and shoes. Okay, and C, like, he's the youngest dude up there, right? I've never ever bought a Joe Biden product. I've never ever bought a Trump product, but I've bought a Kanye West product.
Actually, I bought a Trump product,
and I'm happy with the quality of the Trump product now. I mean, and the Donald Trump product. No, the Kanye West product, and hopefully he might do this. He might Look, the man said he was -5 million and then up $1 billion. That's a crazy turnaround.
I want to see his stats on that too.
Look, he might be fucking ADHD, but he's not a liar.
He's gonna say in assets, not cash flow.
Well, and he's also
whatever.
He's bipolar,
I don't care.
not ADHD. It's
I don't care.
Different.
I don't care.
Did you listen to the Joe Rogan Kanye?
No, I want to. I really, really want to actually.
What are you speaking on, Dylan? God. You go listen to that shit.
I really need to listen to that.
It'll
shit
change
real,
your mind completely.
Okay,
yeah, he's not crazy, bro.
I'm not saying he's crazy. I'm saying he's bipolar. Okay?
No, but
I'm bipolar. Okay,
Yeah.
there's a difference. I'm saying that I affiliate myself with him and that I understand his mentality, in that you can go through cycles of manicness. You know what I mean? I get that absolutely. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
I think that.
Yeah. What was the original point?
My point is.
He voted for Kanye West. That was the point.
I can't on paper. I did the little draw 3 lines, write the people's names, and then write the pros and cons.
You actually wrote him down in your
pros and cons, and I was like,
you added Kanye into your pros and cons list.
Yes, it was your boy Donnie T, right? Joey Biden, right? And then it was Kanye, right? And I did pros and cons. I really did a breakdown grid, right? And then,
if this isn't a bit, this needs to be a bit.
No, I'm telling you. Honestly, who would you vote for, John? Ask yourself. Boom. And I talked myself through it. Donnie T, he's already president. He gave me $1,200 a couple months ago. Seems like a nice guy. Biden, he actively. Joe Biden has actively said on TV, implied that black people are evil and we should lock them up before they know what the fuck they're doing. Like. Yes.
Was that back in the 80s or some shit?
No, it was back in the fucking 90s when he authored the crime bill. And people want to excuse that, but it was a long time ago. You don't remember.
I've never understood that.
So I agree with that too, because he also said that shit about play music, let them read, or let them hear words or some shit. And that was based on that thing that black people didn't know enough words, so you had to listen to music over the night or something like that, so they increased their vocabulary. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
A nigga didn't even know he said that shit. But the fact of the matter is, the man is a 70-plus-year-old. He's from Delaware, Vermont. Where the fuck he from? Pennsylvania.
Born in Scranton. Did the Delaware thing. Yeah,
Scranton.
Okay, whatever the fuck this man is, he's not down for me or mine. I think that me as a black man in America, I can honestly say that Donald Trump might be neutral towards me. Literally might be neutral towards me, and Joe Biden is not.
Joe Biden is on record as a racist.
Like
literally.
Yo,
Donald Trump is too.
But there's
no. If you're gonna draw those comparisons,
no. Donald Trump has never enacted a law and written a law.
He's the least racist person in the room.
Well, so if you go back into all those people that he evicted and everything out of their houses that he bought, and literally did not give them like recourse to
he did it within the law.
Well,
and who writes the laws? Joe Biden wrote the laws.
In New York, I think it was Hillary
anything
Clinton
that Donald Trump did and didn't get arrested for, Joe Biden had a hand in doing.
Because he was a career politician for 40 some odd years, right?
Like I don't have anything to go against that. You're not lying.
I mean,
because he's been there. Yeah. He's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
Yo, my guy, I'm telling you exactly. On record, Joe Biden has actively tried to lock niggas up. And I'm not saying niggas that didn't need to be locked up, but the hate and veracity and venom in which he said these messages back then, I know that was 20 plus odd years ago. It still lives in that man's heart. He was sane then.
Mm-hmm.
He's not sane now.
He's a fucking good old boy.
Well, hang on. Let me ask you something, I guess, and this might be a little pedantic or whatever, but like as a member of the black community, do you think that...
As a member, yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's pedantic. Dues. I'm sorry. But because he was Obama's vice president, does that not assuage any of the stuff that he used to do?
Assuage?
Right.
Nah, my guy. I think.
Well, it was his rebranding.
Exactly.
That's
my
it
point.
It was his rebranding, and he got you.
Right, that's my point. So that's
a very good point.
If it is the rebrand and he is the new Joe Biden, then essentially he is FedEx from Federal Express. You know, he's no longer Federal Express.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So you're
that's what I'm saying. He's no longer weighted
was giving
by any
niggas
of those
federal
things.
time, but now he's just FedEx. He's cool. Okay.
so you're saying
with the Obama sign.
so you're saying it was a genuine move, not a political move.
What I'm saying is that he no longer has that same weight to him as being anti-African American, right?
Well,
because
no,
he was the first black president's vice president.
What he was
That's why I
and
say
what
I'm sorry for
Obama
being pedantic.
is and what Joe Biden. Obama's a politician too.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah.
Like
for sure.
he's
I'm
done
not saying they're
nothing
not
but be a
politicians.
politician.
Yeah.
And Joe Biden's the same. Yeah, no shit. They're together.
I would
Somebody was going to do it.
My
And
point
Joe
is,
Biden will do the crooked shit to get to the top. He will
So-
do whatever it takes to get to the top. He'll even be the right hand man to a black man to get to the presidency, and he did it. Meanwhile,
What do you
locking
mean?
him up.
I mean, it's not. I'm sure it's a privilege for anyone to be like the vice president of the United States, to be a running mate or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's not like he was like he had to be goaded into that or anything.
Why was he chosen?
Because he was a conservative white guy, and conservative white people wouldn't vote for a black guy at the time. Like he was a center leftist, I guess, if you want to call it. So like that was the closest thing. The only reason that I brought that up though was because you were saying specifically that black people wouldn't vote for Biden specifically, or they would vote for Trump more than Biden because of Biden's history. But if Biden's history has been covered up or rebranded by Obama, then that wouldn't matter, right?
Yes.
Which would be the
Yeah.
reason why they all vote for Biden now.
Exactly
Yeah,
what
and they
happened.
planned
Right.
it.
Right.
Exactly what
And
happened.
the people that didn't pay attention got.
Well, and what really pissed me off, I even saw earlier too. There was a Representative Clyburn was on there. He has just some terrible fucking like MacBook that he's like reading off or something like that. So it's all
Do y'all
reverb
hear
and
a
shit.
buzz?
That'll be fixed. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I got you. But so anyway, that Biden was losing the entire Democratic nomination, right? Up until that one time in North Carolina where Whip Jim Clyburn decided he was going to give him the black vote, essentially. And that's the only reason that Joe Biden became the nominee, is because he was given the black vote by Clyburn, because Clyburn was able to get the black constituencies of North Carolina to give him the whole primary.
But you're saying that what?
So I'm saying that
Yeah, what does that have to do? So he did some shady shit to start. Okay.
no, I'm saying that in itself was him being enfranchised by black people, because black people no longer cared about any of the things that he did in the 80s or anything like that,
Well,
right?
I don't think I would imagine.
Otherwise, they would have gone completely for Bernie.
yeah.
They wouldn't have even entertained Biden.
But see, I don't think that they. I just don't think that. I say they. I don't think that.
Who's
the,
they? Yeah.
the opponents of Joe Biden at the time used the '94 crime bill as a way to.
They wouldn't let him. The DNC wouldn't let him, because it's the same thing they did to fucking with Hillary last year, to put Bernie underneath the thing. They did not want an independent at the head of their party, and that's what Bernie Sanders is. He when he won the seat for the Senate, I think he might be a Democrat, actually. I don't know. But when he won in the House of Representatives, I know for a fact he was an independent, right? He's been running as a president as a Democrat because they wouldn't let him. He wouldn't get any kind of airtime.
Yeah,
as an
Bernie
independent.
Sanders is, but also, and I think this about Bernie Sanders too, besides the student loan forgiveness, but I probably wouldn't vote for him now because he is the biggest bitch I have ever
At this
seen.
point, yeah.
He's an old man.
At
Bro.
this point,
no,
man,
I'm
yeah.
not saying he's an old man. I'm saying that man won't even stand up for himself.
He used to.
The fuck is he gonna stand up for me for?
Oh yeah.
That man got fucking raped.
He really did.
He got fucking raped
He
by
really
his
did.
own people, and he didn't give a fuck.
It's
And
not
he
that didn't get-
congratulated him.
There's nothing he could do about it, man. Like when you're on that level,
then
like what? Like I take it back. Like
What do you mean? There's nothing you can do about it?
I'm trying to
They
think
cheated,
of like
and they got caught, and he still is talking for the Democratic Party.
right. Well, because again, they probably told him that he would like have a chance this time or whatever, right? So that was his next. Again, you
Is
know
that
what I mean?
what is that? That's bitch shit.
It is, and that's the same thing Hillary did when Hillary lost against Obama the first time, right? Hillary, you'll get it next 8 years, you know, and then Hillary lost, same bitch shit. So
Yeah.
I think you're right. Bitch shit's never gonna fucking win for sure. But and it sucks too because
Hillary Clinton put hot sauce in her purse.
That was the stupidest shit. That
if that doesn't scream racism,
bro, pandering is anti anything. If you want to pander to something, I don't understand. I don't understand the rationale behind pandering. Like, if I was planning something as a chess move, like, and then I'm gonna pull out like, all right, our opponents or the people that we're trying to convince are French people, right? Mm-hmm. All right, well, who do French people like? They like baguettes, right? And then they pull out my backpack. I brought a baguette for y'all. Mm-hmm. And they look at me like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? A baguette? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter.
I am completely defenseless now.
Right, exactly. Like, he has won me over with this baguette.
Right.
Like, completely.
Wait, she's got hot sauce?
Right.
Oh my god.
Yo,
it's politician shit.
Right. Yeah. She is so utilitarian. You see how she brought the hot sauce? Like,
it's not even utilitarian. She is like robotic. You know what I mean? Like to the point where she thought that it was algorithmic.
She's so disconnected to humanity.
Exactly.
And to people that she thinks that's a thing to do.
She legitimately thought that would have increased her numbers.
Yeah.
That and the Pokemon Go thing. Like,
right. Like,
my God.
Black people love hot sauce. I got this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got hot sauce in my purse.
Right. I got this. So, and then someone in the background is like, no, Hillary, don't. Like, look, who's been on this earth for 65 years?
Slow motion producer in the background.
No. Right. Who used to be the president's wife? Me. I got this. First black president's wife? Me. Fucking Hillary Clinton. So,
man.
What was it? Lock her up. Fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, and now nothing's gonna happen of Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, yeah,
or Ghislaine Maxwell.
Bro, they're real deal,
dude.
They said that if these motherfuckers don't address that, global pedophilia is gonna go up, bro.
So with the whole QAnon thing going on, and then no one says anything about that. How the
what
fuck
do you
does
mean?
that happen?
Everybody says QAnon, and I don't know what that means.
No. So QAnon is the pedophilia ring that's supposedly within the Democratic Party, or whatever, right? So they talk about that all the time, but no one talks about the Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell thing anymore.
Oh man,
like I don't hear about that anywhere.
But I thought QAnon was like a website that's like got conspiracies on it.
No, I thought maybe I don't know. So QAnon, from what I understood, was it was like this is from what I read on Bill Maher or whatever. He said it was like some guy, like kind of like a WikiLeaks type thing, where he has like a bunch of articles, like what you're saying, and he has like pedophilia stuff posted on there about Democratic nominees and stuff specifically.
Yeah.
But the whole thing starts with like the Obamas, and it goes into the Bidens, and it goes into everyone in the Democratic whole thing, essentially.
QAnon is a far-right conspiracy theory alleging that a cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles is running a global child sex trafficking ring and plotting against U.S. President Donald Trump, who is battling against the cabal. The theory also commonly asserts that Trump is planning a day of reckoning known as the Storm, in quotes, when thousands of members of the cabal will be arrested. No part of the theory is based in fact. QAnon has accused many liberal Hollywood actors, Democratic politicians, and high-ranking officials of being members of the cabal. It also claims that Trump feigned conspiracy with Russians to enlist Robert Mueller to join him in exposing the sex trafficking ring and preventing a coup d'etat by Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and George Soros. That's pretty deep.
Yeah, but again, none of it based in fact. None of it. So
how do you know that?
So the only reason I know that is because
how do you know that 100% that it's not fact?
None of it.
They said as you were reading it, none of it was rooted in fact, but also because like I've heard from multiple sources that there's no sources that backed any of that stuff.
But isn't there? Isn't there a global child sex trafficking ring? Don't we know that?
Like,
don't we know that Jeffrey Epstein was getting?
Yeah, but the people they're specifically tying
and Bill
to
Clinton was
like
in
they're
a
saying
dress
that,
in his house.
Wait, so you think Bill Clinton's a pedophile now?
Yes.
He could be. Okay, like so let me say, Bill.
Yes.
Now,
and a shitload of Republicans
hang
are
on.
too.
Even as I'm saying that,
A lot of
like
fucking sick
I
people are
understand that
pedophiles.
like they could be pedophiles, like 15-year-old, 16-year-old girls on the Lolita Express, and I wouldn't.
Do
Even
you
think
don't
about
believe you don't believe that
I-
Bill
I-
Clinton is a sexual predator?
that. Listen to me, I do agree that. Okay, what I'm getting at is that I think Bill Clinton was definitely riding the Lolita Express, and he was getting in on all that pedophilia type shit. But I don't think that holds water with all of the people they're talking about within the QAnon theory. Because essentially all they're trying to do is create a QAnon theory and then tie it to as many people that are within the 2020 election as they can to drive down numbers. You see what I'm saying?
Is that? But yeah, but
Okay, but that's also a theory that may not be true.
yeah.
It is a fact that Bill Clinton rode Lolita Express with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, there are itineraries that actually say that it's on there. Right, there
Yeah.
are sources,
Bill
there are
Gates.
data that specifically says all that shit. I have never found a single source that actually talks about QAnon in any kind of basis of fact.
Well, I mean,
I'm not as a
Yeah,
as a was
in
it,
that specific theory, that
Right,
specific theory may be wrong.
Right.
But I don't give a fuck because something like that is happening.
Right, but that doesn't. So if something like that is happening, do you think that automatically Donald Trump is the like Jesus of the cabal who is trying to like
Honestly,
wield a sword?
He's not
and
a
stop all of that
politician,
shit?
and that's one of the things that when I voted, I was hoping maybe because he's already denounced Epstein and he did it in the 80s or 90s and was on record
But he rode the plane with Epstein.
like twice.
However many, there's plenty of people that have
He
never
said
been
he
on the
said
Lolita
he
Express.
said he said in a magazine. He said, "I used to hang out with Epstein.
And
I
he
don't
liked
hang
him-
out with him.
and
I
he
don't
liked him young.
Yeah, I don't hang out with him anymore. He likes him a little younger than I do."
Did he specifically say that?
As a-
Like,
as a-
younger
He
than
said
her?
it in those contexts.
Okay.
He said he's as in I don't hang out with that fucking guy because he's a creep,
So I remember
but in
that
a funny way.
just
in
to
a polite, I'm rich, he's rich way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my memory of that is that on top of
But your
knowing-
memory of that is different than my memory of that because of where we get our news from.
That's what I'm trying to say is that so like you think of that and I think of that on top of him doing the Miss America pageants or the Miss Teen America pageants and him going back into the back rooms and stuff like that, you know?
Mhm.
So I think about that around the same time that he was going on the Jeffrey Epstein flights. I'm like, is that
Mhm.
again?
No, I'm not saying-
There's
I'm not
nothing that
saying-
I'm not saying that he actually
I'm
did
not
anything.
saying
Look,
I'm not saying that Trump isn't a sleazeball when it comes to sex and prostitutes and shit like that, right?
But that means that he can't be the top head of the people that are trying to take them out, right?
Why not?
if he's
Because
not
if he
one-
if
if
he has
you
a
can't
moral
say-
code, so every drug dealer has a moral code, or every criminal.
Everybody has
Yeah,
a moral
yeah.
code.
No, I'm saying like in the Italian mob, or just for an example, in movies and shit, no women and children, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Women and children, they're off limits. You can't kill them, right? What if Donald Trump will literally grab a girl by her pussy, but he won't fuck anything under 18?
Wait.
You get what I'm saying? Like what if
Like,
that's
what
a
if
rule
so hang on,
of
hang on,
his
hang on.
that
So
he's like, no, I'm not crossing that line.Epstein crossed it. That's why we don't
let me
hang
add some
anymore.
synonyms to there though. So so in his mind, it's okay if he sexually assaults a woman, but not if she's underage.
No,
That's what I'm saying. So like, because you said he can go grab a woman by the pussy,
you took that as I was justifying that, but that's not what the point was. The point is that Donald Trump is a sleazeball, and
Right.
he might, in his head, think it's okay if the pussy is over 18, he can grab it. Okay? But if it's under 18, he can't grab it.
And that nigga needs to go to jail if he grabs that underage.
if he's grabbing anything or anything
But
like
I'm
that.
saying, like,
Dylan, don't slide over the point that touching kids is wrong, right?
Touching kids. Okay, yeah, I'm not sliding over that.
Okay,
point. Absolutely.
thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
Thank
Okay,
you.
yes,
Don't
thank
slide
you.
over that pedophilia is wrong.
Yes,
and
I'm
we're
not
just
trying
trying
to say that in the slightest bit. As a matter of fact, I am trying to add on to that and say that touching anyone specifically is wrong.
Okay, great.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Let me.
Yes,
go ahead
I
and
know,
just
but
clarify that.
but you detract. You almost. It's almost like you make it less wrong when you say, well, any sexual assault's bad. Yeah, but if you fucking rape a 3-year-old, that's worse than raping an 18-year-old.
I hear what you're saying, and I apologize because it sounds like the Black Lives Matter, any lives matter argument, and I'm not trying to make that, okay?
Right.
I'm not trying to say that.
Right.
What I am trying to say is that, again, if we're talking about the leader, the president is this leader of the cabal that's trying to stop like pedophilia. Pedophilia at a base level is sexual assault, right? So if he's okay with sexual assault above the age of 18, why would he not be okay with the sexual assault under the age of 18?
That's what I was saying. He might have a weird moral ethic code or whatever you want. He might have a rule book on like when he does his murders, no women, no children. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous, bro.
Oh, so it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's not ridiculous because would you fuck an 18-year-old girl?
No, but again, you're talking about a murderer now at this point.
No, but I'm just using it as an example.
Right.
But
you wouldn't murder a guy, but you also wouldn't fuck a kid.
No.
Exactly. You can hold two different beliefs and not be a slave to either one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
But in terms of sexual assault, how are those things not married though?
Okay, look.
The only thing they're married by is
one is way worse.
Is the act.
One's way worse.
No, one's 18, one's 17.
One's way worse. No, look, I'm not pedophilia. Pedophilia is way worse.
Pedophilia is the worst shit you can do
than general sexual assault.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you fucking up a child's entire notion of innocence and the real world is the most dogged shit you can do, and you deserve a bullet.
Right.
I don't think that and the only thing, Dylan, you're being a literalist right now. The only thing that Jackson I think is trying to say is the QAnon theory, though it seems bullshit, and you are saying that it's not purported in fact, and some of the things might not be, but the overall consensus of the things that it's touching on could be happening. And maybe Donald Trump being the leader to the Jesus figure, like you said, to take
sounds
down
far-fetched at the very least.
To take down a global child pedophilia ring.
Wait, so we can agree that at least sounds far-fetched.
It does sound
it sounds far-fetched, but so did the CIA, the people that are supposed to be for us, go against us all the time.
That's true.
Our government has gone against us plenty of fucking times. You know what I'm saying? It's like that should be far-fetched, but it's not. Jeffrey Epstein, fucking children, hanging out with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton probably raped fucking kids. Like, there's so many motherfuckers up there in power that have raped children, probably.
Right. So
that it's no longer far-fetched.
So
that nothing is any. I would
that
say,
being said, you said that he rode the Lolita Express twice, right?
Well, I don't know if he rode the plane because he had his own plane. But I'm saying like
he was signed on the itinerary at least.
Right.
Twice.
What does that matter?
Whatever, right?
What does that matter?
Point is that he was on there. He didn't say anything. He was on there. Maybe he didn't do anything or whatever. But like the fact that he can be on the same boat as all the guys that were accused of pedophilia doesn't mean that he was the one against them. You see what I'm saying? Like he wasn't on the team against the pedophiles. He was riding the plane with them on the way to the game. That's what fucks me up.
So what are you saying? Trump is? Or
yes, he was on the same. He was on Lolita Express. Like for him,
you know that for a fact.
But the fact checks on the idea, like we're talking about a ridiculous theory about an online guy saying. He's creating rumors, right? Now,
there are certain things that are absolutely rumors, and there are certain things that are rooted in fact. The Bill Clinton being on Lolita Express, Bill Gates being on Lolita Express, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell thing, that's all based on fact. Trump is included in that list.
Yeah, Trump is in that entourage, which I don't know where he plays in that entourage.
But why are we arguing about this? I think that the entire argument is being misdirected by like. We're nitpicking right now, and we shouldn't nitpick.
Well, hang on,
it's kids are getting fucked.
Well, let me clarify. So kids are getting fucked, but we don't know specifically if it's in nature of the QAnon theory, right? So we still don't know if the QAnon theory is actually real or not.
Well, I think that the fact that this theory is
because that's where we came into this, right?
Right. Even the fact that it exists, right? Look, if all of it were lies, then it would have been denounced by the internet, the collective intelligence of the internet, a long, long time ago. Right or wrong?
Wait, would have denounced saying what?
If all of the QAnon facts that they were saying or whatever that they've been reporting to the people on the internet, if they were all lies, wouldn't you assume that the collective intelligence of the internet, the detective powers of the internet would have found all the lies?
Yeah.
So we could roll back the tape and literally you just said in that Wikipedia article that none of it is rooted in fact. So that's literally what they just article. Said. I agree. I absolutely agree. So if we look at those sources and say where it wasn't based in fact, we can say that. But so I think there's a difference between like saying something is exactly the way that it is because it's based on a fact, and there is a difference between saying that something isn't because of the lack of evidence, right? So the lack of evidence isn't the same as having an actual fact. If you have an actual fact that says this is what it is for sure, okay.
Yeah, but they don't call conspiracy facts. They call them conspiracy theories.
I mean, that's true.
Okay, look, dog.
Until proven.
Here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. In 10 years, right? You can either be like, QAnon was all bullshit, or he was right the whole time, right? Because what happened when people said, "Yo, it took 20 years for people to really get a clear video of Kennedy being shot." You know what I'm saying? And we still
film,
and we still don't even fucking know who shot him. We know that
after it's declassified.
You feel what I'm saying? Like the fact that Dylan was saying, that Jackson was saying earlier that there's been a lot of things that sound super far fetched that has not been far fetched, right? Like the government has done evil things to its own people, black people included, if y'all hadn't heard, and fucking if there is a global pedophile ring, and there are weirder things, bro. There are weirder things than Donald Trump trying to stop the pedophiles.
Yeah,
for sure.
There are weirder things, and look what. And this is why I've always been a proponent of Donald Trump, right? I can't say I voted for him, but it's been cool this watching him dick around as a president, right? And I'll say this, dog. Why wouldn't some person, if he's a regular dude like I think he is, and he hears about kids being fucked, and he's the president of the United States, why wouldn't he not try to do something about it?
Yeah. Do you think he does it before he gets out?
I don't know.
And he buys himself time by trying to discredit the election.
Dude, I have no idea.
Hang on. Just to clarify for tail of the tape here, on the Trump Jeffrey Epstein relationship. Here's a quote right here from one of the girls that gave her deposition for against Epstein. Donald Trump was a good friend of Jeffrey's. He didn't partake in any sex with us, but he flirted with me. He'd laugh and tell Jeffrey, "You've got the life." So explicitly, that's exactly what you're saying. He didn't have sex with any of the underage girls, which again means he's not legally on the line for any of that shit.
Legally, morally, or ethically,
But so him saying "you've got the life" to Jeffrey Epstein, who is partaking in all that stuff.
Yeah, but do you not think that a man swimming in pussy of
15-year-old pussy at the time?
But
different.
if you're in
a statement,
you're
bro, you talking shit. It's a statement. You're talking shit. That's all it is.
No, it's not. Like if you're a pedophile, if you are like in international air or whatever, and you're trying, I don't care if you're surrounded by 15-year-old pussy.
Yeah, but it's
I'm not partaking in none of that shit.
I'm just saying.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I'm not hating.
A king's mentality.
Yeah.
So these men have king's mentalities.
It doesn't excuse it.
Right. I'm not saying it does.
Okay.
I'm not saying it does. But one king runs his kingdom one way, and the other runs it the other way. Okay? And one dude has 15 underage wives. Okay? And one dude has 15 above age wives.
Right.
Okay? That's, to me, that's the difference, because when you talk about
especially
you've got the life,
kingdoms.
it's like he goes, yeah, what you've got for you is great for you.
Seems like it works out for you, dog.
Yeah, but like I see, it's like he could say, I see how you like that, but that ain't for me. Right. And I'm over here with my above age
with this woman.
Right.
Yeah, with this woman that's got a hairy bush.
Dude, there's got to be a lot of women that are just like, just keeling over right now, like listening to like a conversation about like Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, and you know what I mean? It's just got to be just like it makes them want to throw up, you know?
I mean, I couldn't tell you how it makes them feel. What I can tell you is that there is always a greater evil, right? And if the man, I don't know how, guys, could you clear it up for me? I watched the fucking Jeffrey Epstein documentary at the very beginning of.
I need to watch that. Is it the Filthy Rich one?
I don't know. The Jeffrey Epstein documentary on
maybe
on
Netflix.
Yeah. And the Junt, I'm gonna tell you this. It says about how the investigations about old boy, a lot of it got brushed on the table. This, a lot of them got settled before. He had one
because it was all local shit.
Well, he had some shit in Florida, right? In Miami, Broward County, and then he had different shit going on in New York, right? Well, the Florida stuff got settled, even at the behest of all these cops. These cops doing like good cop work and trying to stop pedophilia from happening. Like the what's the guy's name? Attorney General of the state kind of brushed it under the rug and kept it going. Maybe because he was also touching kids. Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
What I do know is that this doesn't come to light until some inciting incident, right? Because I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein was going to use his power to continuously brush it under the rug, right?
Yeah,
And then
well,
to influence
what do you-
legislation as well, because
do
he's
you
got all those
think-
people already on this book.
Do you think that Jeffrey Epstein?
He was like a power play all the way down, like I'm now I got powerful men.
Blackmail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think that he would get all these underage girls, right, and then basically coach them up with
He's a fucking
Ghislaine
pimp.
Maxwell's,
He's a fucking pimp, bro.
and then he would basically put 3 of them in the room that Donald Trump is now staying in at his house.
From what I've read, actually, he would absolutely be all about fucking these girls and taking advantage of them and all kinds of shit. But he would do what you're saying.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
then it's like he goes, no, this is what you do when he gets in this room.
Actually,
you
that
grab
was-
his dick.
That's what Ghislaine was telling everyone to do. But yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fucking pimps, bro.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So then you're pimping out this 3 13-year-old girls to
To the most
Bill
power-
Gates,
to the most
and
powerful
they're fondling his balls, giving him all kinds
I
of
went over there for massages, and then you ended up fucking a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
and now guess what? You got
you
Bill
on-
Gates' money for the
Right.
rest of your life.
Or I got you on
Right.
tape, dog.
right.
Or until he gets fucking locked up, and now he's like, everyone's like, all right, you got to murk his ass now.
Yeah.
He has too many
And
people.
everybody is like,
Yeah,
kill him.
You're right. He had too many guys
Yeah.
by the balls.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That is interesting. I can't say that it's something that I guess I've never thought about, but to think about Donald Trump being smart enough to go on a plane like that and being like, no, I'm not going to engage in any of
But
this.
see, this-
because
and
I don't
this
want to
is-
be blackmailed.
This is the thing is people think Donald Trump is just this crazy stupid dude, but he literally told Oprah what he was going to do, and he did it. He said, I'm
Yeah.
going to switch to the Republican Party because they're fucking stupid. I'm going to get on Fox News, and they're
I
going to
saw
believe
that.
everything, and then I'm going to win the presidency.
Yep.
And he fucking did it.
Yep.
So if he's smart enough to get to there, okay, what else, in my opinion, is he capable of? If he saw that trend, and he observed enough people to go, this is the way to win the presidency.
Yeah, this is my path.
Yeah.
to
Dude,
victory.
I
He can do that
sold-
with other shit.
There was a magazine that used to come out years ago. It's called American Spectator. I found a whole collection when I was cleaning out a bunch of foreclosed homes, and there's one back in year 2004. It's got an elephant and a donkey, arguing on the debate stage back and forth, and then Donald Trump with a fucking jetpack flying over the rest of them or whatever, right? Saying he's gonna win in 2004. And again, obviously he dropped out and all that shit, but like you said, he prefaced this years ago. He's been trying to do this shit for years. He was going to get there eventually.
I mean, I don't see how the proliferation of all these crazy things has allowed that man to become president. That's
What do you mean? That's why. That's exactly. I think he's rode the flagrant proliferation of all that shit.
right.
You know?
I mean, you talking about the reality TV show hosts,
All of it.
Licensing.
This
of
man
his
does
name.
bad press does not exist for Donald Trump. Any of it.
right.
Bad press doesn't exist for anybody.
And that's true
It
to an
does-
extent, but
it
there are
does
people
when
that
you're
wield it the
Jeffrey
wrong way.
Epstein and people find out you're a
Well, yeah, but that's
a
if
pedo
you're...
pimp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
that throw a wrench in your fucking business. But I think that.
But that was more the truth that was fucking him up than bad press.
Yeah,
it's bad truth.
Right. The truth.
Right.
The truth. I don't know, man. I think that all of this, man, is just revealing how misguided people are, in a sense that we have to still fight on an ideological sense, not on a. Because like America's founded on ideas, but it's like almost stagnated in certain points. So it's like you know when you say you grocery shop at the beginning of the week, beginning of the month, and you get a whole bunch of shit, and then by week 3 you didn't eat the meat you're supposed to eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a little stanky now. Some shit you got to throw it away. Well, it's like America is like, as an idea, it was like a fridge, and we filled it up with a whole bunch of good ideas. But some ideas need to be replaced, reused, or thrown away. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that I'm not saying the voting is dumb. I'm not saying the politicians we have is dumb. I'm just saying that a lot of it needs to be a lot of it needs to be re-examined. Like the infrastructure of America, like from the roads and the bridges, even to the politics, is crumbling, and it's
been evolving too.
And how do you do that?
So it's a good question. So in I think Maine, wherever Suzanne Collins is from right now, they did this new type of vote that was called a rank vote. You ever heard of that?
No.
So instead of you choosing the person that you want, you take everyone and you rank them on a list of 1 to 10, right? And then everyone sends in their votes, and whoever gets the most at the end of all of that wins.
The most points.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you're not actually voting for one, you're voting for 10 people all at once, but you're ranking them. And it makes it to where it's a little bit less of a popular vote and a little bit more of like
on merit.
Right. Well, no, not on merit. It's more even.
Median. It's more of like an average.
Right. And at the same time, too,
instead of a 50-50 split, 151, and the other 50 didn't.
And people aren't voting exclusively on party lines. Like, again, like when I went to the vote, I'm so tired of all the conservative bullshit. I just hit D all the way down, man. Like, that's all I did.
Yeah.
Call it ignorant or whatever, but that was my mentality, you know?
Yeah.
So if I would have had the option to say, okay, I want this person, like whatever, you know, we would have a totally different set of people that got elected, you know? Yeah, so you talk about ways that it could be different. That's a way it could be different.
Well,
you know?
yeah, well, dude, you talking about technology, like we're doing stuff that, I said this in one of my episodes, Don't Be Whack, but we could have been used technology to update our voting system with, how is it that, like, there are private institutions that have better and more secure mechanisms for keeping a tally or a ballot than the United States government for electing the president. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was watching Georgia earlier. The state representative of Georgia was saying, "Oh, we're so glad that we have these paper ballots now because there was something that fucked up with the digital thing. So even if you have the technology, it doesn't matter, you know."
Well, but it's not. No, that's wrong. That's the wrong thing. That's wrong thing, right?
Why?
Because it's like, think about this. We've always had technology to build the Tesla, right? But Elon was the first dude to be like, okay, we can do this at a high scale and make it fresh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we had all the same things around him, but he just had the right idea implementation. Well, we got digital money, we got Bitcoin, we got blockchain, we got we literally live off software now, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much of technology has been so
like they got it on lock. You bank with digitally, like
right.
That's
and if there was an issue, we quickly find it and then address it. You know what I'm saying? With a way to, like, okay, you got frauded on your bank. Great, call us in. We need your social. We need this, that, and the other sensitive information that only you would know. You know, like, we can send you email, double verify. This way we can know that it's you, right? And so it'd be.
I see what you're saying.
You know, it's the systems are in place. There's not enough people. Maybe because it happens so infrequently that we don't want to address it. But it's like
the only counter that I have to that is the primary. Remember that primary election they had back in? I think it was somewhere one of the northern states. It was in the Democratic National Convention, but they had some app that was supposed to do everything.
Right.
And the app fucked up.
Well,
they got no votes for all of that.
Yeah, well, see, that's software, bro. Like things are gonna happen, but like you gotta.
So they should have a new person do that.
We gotta make you have to make it more robust. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, of course, the first iteration of something is gonna be. You don't want,
especially in terms of tech. You're right. You're right.
Come on,
the first one always fucks up. 1.0 never works. Always 2.0.
Why are we still even talking about this? Like we should be trying to worry about not these two old dudes trying to be elected, but like.
But let me ask you this: does that enable the smart people to fuck with voting, and basically,
I see what you're saying.
And more of like the standard American literally would have no idea. It's not counting paper.
To add to what you're saying too, most of the voting population right now is over the age of 60, right? Okay. And that being said, the younger kid, yes, most of them are over 60, 65 is like the median age. It's stupid, man. But so on top of that, younger kids are learning Python in kindergarten, right?
Right.
So all these voting machines are going to be like baselined in like Python algorithms and stuff like that.
Okay, look,
they can hack into that shit like that.
All right, I don't know the right answer.
I get what you're saying, though. This can be better.
Yes,
right.
It can
Absolutely.
be. Look. We should always look towards innovation and like why did the German war machine kick most of the world's ass? And if it wasn't for good luck and timing of the Americans, the whole world would be fucked, right?
Right.
It's because of the technology and the quick implementation of said technology, right? They had a whole bunch of guys, smart dudes in a room trying to figure some shit out. Unfortunately, their goal was world domination and killing people, right? So it was aimed that way. So if America, like it used to be, like my dad's an immigrant. Like you talking about his idea of America is like, yo, it's the coolest place in the world. Like, you had to come here. You know, like anybody for anywhere. If you were foreign, the only place you wanted to go was America because you can go and be anything. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then for us, we're so fucking inundated with the idea that now we're letting the good idea we were raised into rot because it's like the fish.
What is the good idea again? Like
America,
right.
America,
freedom.
Yeah, America is the good idea, right?
The patriotism?
No, not patriotism. That's I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. That's an action, right? Or that's a system of beliefs. I'm talking about the idea of America, right? Like if you were in Russia, you want Russia to win, right? Well, niggas want America to win. Well, we're in a fishbowl that's slowly being colored with shit boy water and whatever else, but because you're a fish, you can only see the water. I mean, I'm sorry, you don't see the water. So eventually, it's gonna be to the point where it's so poisoned. They're like, oh no, America's not what it used to be. And then we're telling stories to your grandkids about, yo, when I was a kid, burgers used to be this big, and you know what I'm saying. And now
that's the reason "Make America Great Again" it hit so many people.
It's so feverish because it's like people are worried about them losing what they thought, what they grew up with was an ideal America. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, which we are losing that through. Right.
I don't know. I think it's scary for everybody because it's like through change, things have to happen through change. With change, things have to die.
Yeah.
Or go away through change. So it's like, but are we changing the things that we need to change, or are we changing the things that are rotting? Are the things rotting because we ignored them for so long? Because
so you're saying, are we healing or are we changing?
Yeah, where are we trimming the fat from?
Right. Is it should we be healing it, or because there's some things like America, I think, is the old heavyweight champion, right? That if he just got back into shape and did everything that he did back in the day, Rocky 6, like you could still be the champ, dude. You still got it.
But you know what that was?
What?
Massive conflict.
Internal massive conflict or outside?
Yeah, internal massive conflict.
Yeah. Of course. I think I told you this the other day. It's like America needs rivalry. We need Boston versus LA. We need the Yankees versus the Dodgers. We need all that shit.
That's what we got right now, Biden Trump.
Well, see.
But that's politics.
Yeah, right? But see the politics.
It's still rivalry.
Yeah, see the politics is inundated of. But look how the games are being played. It's not like it's indicative of the mentality, right? It's a lot of, and I know coronavirus notwithstanding, we're in a fucking pandemic, but it's a lot of like, it seems just vileness, like on both sides. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people, like a kid is
toxicity for sure.
Toxicity, right? Like a lot of kids walking around with ARs and people like
Walmart. Like, yeah.
right, or it just like you would seem like a little piece, like a little liberal woman who's now a screaming crazy person threatening to hit you with a brick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 6 months,
Tensions are high. Yeah.
6 months ago she'd be sucking on one of our dicks. You feel what I'm saying? But now she hating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and like what's the issue? And I just think that the a lot of it is something the vision of the future has been dystopian for too long here in America, where it's like we don't even have American utopianism anymore. We don't have like, America could be the biggest and baddest in the game. We don't have that.
We don't. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that same type of mentality. Like,
Okay, yeah, no,
We're no longer a team.
I would say that American patriotism has shifted from pride to shame. Could you say that?
no.
So like we're still like I think that there's still a sense of like duty within America. You know what I mean? Like I think we still want to be better. We still like that's what PC culture is a foundation of, right? It's trying to correct things. It's trying to make things better. So like you can't say these people are just trying to ruin America. Like I mean, like I understand.
You think PC culture is good?
I'm not saying it's good. Okay, I'm saying they overcorrect. They do way too much, but they come from a foundational perspective of like we want to make the place better.
It's like
right?
it's like feminism. It's like feminism right now
They just
seems
do too much.
crazy or
Way too
whatever.
much.
Right? It's over engineered.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like the first wave of it is like girls should be able to vote and they should get jobs and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's like
pay them
like
fairly. You know what I'm saying?
All men's dicks should be chopped off.
What we need to
Right.
do.
It's become crazy.
Look, I'm about to solve America's problems. What we need to do
Doug Stanhope.
is we need to find one of those smaller groups like feminists, just that demographic of feminists, and you see which group of feminists went off the rails and then got back on the rails. Like which group was able to make the trip back onto
like
the right path.
Like self-correct?
Okay,
Yeah,
like,
self-correct.
Now I have a really bad example of that. I probably shouldn't even. I was going to say the white supremacists are making a comeback. But
Well, no,
that's
I'm saying like
but they didn't
okay,
self-correct, though.
Ray Lewis. Where are the Ray Lewis groups?
You saying like wife beaters?
No, I'm saying like as far as changing their life around.
the recovery.
Dennis,
Okay.
yeah, like not Dennis Rodman. Who else? Who? There are people that have done this.
The Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr. used to be a fucking
heroin
crackhead.
addict,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
So you take you find a group of whatever population that has done that, right?
Okay.
And then you apply that to a larger group, aka
so
the American people.
So you're saying fix the small tiny group first,
Mm-hmm.
but fix them how?
It's funny, actually.
Well, that's no. I'm saying like if you could find an organization, right? An organization like
Oregon. Oregon just decriminalized all fucking drugs, right?
okay, Oregon.
That's a good-
Start
yeah.
studying Oregon.
Yeah.
And start studying the people of Oregon. Okay, this is why we have this massive experiment, and this is why states are states, right?
Yes.
We should study the fuck out of Oregon over the next
10 years.
10 years, and next election cycle, and
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
and
People
and
are gonna be making
see-
assertions within 2 years.
And-
yeah.
but not just for drugs, but for that is such a shift in the mindset
Right.
because you're battling. It's you finally got away from the war on drugs, okay?
Yeah.
And so I bet if we watch Oregon is about to fucking explode.
Explode how? Like, what do you
It's
mean?
going to explode because it's going to be such a destination, not for drug use, but for freedom and because Oregon,
It's almost like what America really was about.
yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
and it's like
just happens
this
to
is
be
gonna
drugs.
it's truly now back the wild wild west,
Okay.
right? It's like
Yeah.
because you're still not gonna murder, but nobody wants to murder anymore anyway.
Well,
you
that's
know?
that's actually part of their whole crime thing with that is that if you ever were like charged with a drug crime or whatever, so the drugs are no longer counted as crimes or citations or anything like that, but the crime that you commit still is, right?
Yeah.
So if you're robbing someone under the influence of like heroin or something like that,
Yeah,
the
the
heroin is
heroin-
no longer a crime, but you robbing someone with a gun is a
Of
crime.
course.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
still responsible for your
Yeah.
actions.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think that, like, Jackson, you're right.
There are some people people that would use that argument that because they were under the influence that led to that, which means they shouldn't be charged with that. So that's the over liberalized thing, and they're not doing that just to keep it like an even
but
playing
I think
field.
it's a step in the right direction. It's like folks talk about Mississippi was the first. Mississippi was almost one of the first states in the South to legalize
medical marijuana,
right? Like Arkansas did it a while ago, and we don't.
Mississippi knew they had to get a W on the board, dude.
Bro, I was telling my homie like Mississippi has put their foot down. It's like, all right, we're not the worst state in the union. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. We're done being the worst state in the union. You feel what I'm saying?
You have to do that as a bit.
You think so?
That is great.
That is a bit.
Okay, bet. Because it's like Alabama at least has roll tide, right? They go 1-2, but
They had the Confederate flag on the flag. They just got to take it out. You know, they're like, okay, we're done.
Right?
We're good.
No, they're
we're
trying.
Good. Yeah,
they're trying. And the new flag is fresh. I
haven't even seen it. I don't know.
Pull it up. It's a magnolia leaf with some
yeah.
like modern day stylings on it. It's pretty cool. And I think that
there's hope.
Oh, that is cool.
there's hope somewhere
actually is
that
kinda
idea of America. Oh, my bad. Somewhere that idea of America that stand because it's like if you get past the fucking stupid ass idea of racism or the stupid like the small little fucking diseases, the diseases that nitpick at what America really could be, right? Then we go back to being big chested, Rocky one. You know what I'm saying? Apollo Creed, we're the biggest and baddest in the world. You know what I mean? Like it's tough. It's gonna be fucking tough to do it, but somewhere like you gotta root out the little bullshit, and I don't know how you do it. We need a dentist. We need like a racism dentist or something.